Hi, welcome to Turner's Take on Sports with me, Turner Enderly, along with my dad, Dave Enderly. Today we will be talking about sports coming back.
Yeah, I think like all of us, we've been missing sports. I know you and I have been missing having sports in our lives. With baseball just getting started last night, and soccer's already back, and NBA and NHL to follow, and hopefully NFL to follow. When you think about sports, what have you missed most about sports not being on TV and a part of our lives?
Just like something to talk about or something to watch, and it's just weird. Like you turn on the TV and there's like nothing on sports.
Which sports of all the sports coming back are you most excited to kind of see back live in action?
Basketball, football, but football wasn't back. Football was already in off season, so probably basketball.
Do you think not having fans, do you think it makes it weird? Does it a big factor for you not having fans in the crowd, or do you not even notice it?
I notice it, but I don't think it's a big deal. You watch some soccer, you get used to it.
Do you like the fake crowd noise, or do
That's
you like
better than silence.
it's better than silence or music?
But music's still better than silence.
Okay, all right. So now talking about baseball, obviously we are very loyal to Cubs. On my side, you somehow have figured out that you could be a fan of both Chicago teams, which I'm not sure how that's even allowed by law, but we'll giving you a pass on that. So when you look at both the Cubs and the Sox, who do you think has a greater opportunity for success this year in a shortened 60-game season, whatever it is?
Well, I think it's the White Sox because if it's shortened games, the Cubs have a lot of injury-prone older players, and that means they would end up missing more of the season than normal. The White Sox are younger, and their pitching is better. Their hitting's pretty even, but the White Cubs have terrible pitching, and that's going to be important in a short season. So I think the White Sox will do better, but since there's more teams in the playoffs, which turns out to be half the league, they'll probably both make the playoffs. Cubs will probably lose in the playoffs. White Sox might too.
But you think the White Sox would get further and have a greater potential?
The White Sox, definitely at least in the regular season, will have finished with a better record.
How do you like the divisions and how they've kind of aligned them geographically?
Well, the Cubs and the Sox play the same team, so I would say it's pretty fair if you're considering those two teams.
Yeah, it could be a little different. Are you a pro DH guy or a no DH guy?
Well, pitchers cannot hit besides a few, so it's pretty boring when they hit, so I think DH is good.
That would be a good, fun little experiment. So when you look at the overall league, is there any teams that stand out that you think at the end of this season will be at the top?
There's two teams. I think that the Dodgers are just way over talented, and they're the best team in the National League, and they're adding possibly Rookie of the Year in Gavin Lux. But then I think the Astros, because they're already one of the best teams, and they have a chip on their shoulder.
What do you think of the big news this week was Mookie Betts and the signing, not the extension, a long extension for Mookie Betts. Do you think that's a good deal for the Dodgers, or do you think that's a little bit too much?
I think that's way too much for any player in any sport.
Just too much money?
Yeah, because if you give a player that much money, what are you going to do with the rest of your team? You can't have one person carry your team in baseball. The only sport you can do that, really, is basketball, and that's still really hard.
Yeah, the longer rosters. Last question before we go. Are you excited that the breaking news this morning was that the Marquee Network and Comcast have agreed to a deal? Are you excited about that and watching games on Marquee?
Well, I'm not excited about the whole Marquee thing in general because I like the old announcers, but it's good we can watch them.
Yes, this will be good that we can finally tune in to see it. So, on behalf of Turner and myself, I want to thank you yet again for watching an episode. We hope to bring more and more of these to you now that sports has come back on. And by all means, please stay safe, wear a mask, and we look forward to talking to you again soon. Take care.